On average, I do think I'm a pretty gentle teacher, but I do have a couple strong, some might even say harsh things that I say to my students, and I'm going to share those with you right now. One harsh thing that I say to my students is, "You are not a special loser." That one's for when the excuses start rolling in. Now, I know that that might sound harsh, but I think it's important for a student to truly contend with, is there really something especially deficient about them that makes them unable to find time to practice or unable to do something that's a little bit difficult? One of the most important beliefs that we can develop as humans as early as possible is that hard things can be done, and I myself can do hard things. When students accept the idea that they're a special loser, that there's something special about their situation that makes them unable to accomplish what they desire to accomplish, they will take that everywhere else in their life. They will believe that in their relationships, they will believe that in their job prospects, they will believe that in their schooling abilities, they'll believe that in their families, they'll believe that everywhere. And then when they become adults, they will take that into their adulthood and they will believe that there too. When you have a special loser mentality, you accept less than you deserve and you allow yourself to be mediocre. Other people can do this, but I can't, eventually becomes other people deserve respect and courtesy, but I don't. That's not just in music, that's in life overall. I try to explain to my students, I've been teaching for 18 years and all kinds of students have been able to do what I'm trying to get you to do right now. You are not a special loser. You can do this. From teacher to teacher, I can assure you one of the best transformations you will ever see is the transformation from special loser to capable trier. It's the best. It's one of the best things that ever happens in teaching music. No, my dear student, you are not a special loser. You don't deserve to sound good. This one's important to me because it comes from my deep respect for music. I love how honest music is. Your friends might lie to you, your parents might lie to you, your music teacher might even lie to you. But you know who won't lie to you? Music. Music will not lie to you. If you don't sound good, it's because you haven't earned it yet. And if you do sound good, it's because you worked hard for it and you earned it. Good musicians understand that about each other. There's a certain camaraderie that just happens when you hear a great musician or a great musician hears you playing well. There's just a certain appreciation and acknowledgement that we both did our homework. We both put our reps in, and that's why we're able to sound good, and even to sound good together. When a student or a group of students is puzzled as to why they sound the way they sound, I'll always start asking questions about the way they've been practicing, and inevitably, the truth always comes out. You ask a couple questions and you come to find out they haven't been recording themselves and listening back. They haven't been practicing with a metronome. Maybe they haven't even been practicing at all. That's why you don't sound good. The people who earn incredible technical ability, they earn it by doing hours and hours and hours in the practice room, doing the boring reps. The people with amazing musical ideas spend the hours and the hours listening to and studying great music. But what have you been doing? Scrolling TikTok? You don't deserve to sound good. I know it sounds a little harsh, but when you lay out clearly that the way you get the sound you want is by sitting down and doing the work to earn it, they start earning it. And that's when the transformation comes in. The third crazy thing I say to my students is, I can't teach you anymore. And what I mean by that is, I'm kicking you out of my studio, and I'm kicking you out right now. Did you know that students don't have a right to be in your teaching studio? You can choose your students at any time that you want to, and you can stop delivering services anytime you want to. Teacher to teacher, let me ask you something. Are students who don't practice and don't take music seriously good for your mental health? They're definitely not good for mine. You actually might be the kind of music teacher that prefers to be more of a music appreciation teacher and more there for entertainment, but that ain't me, and it doesn't have to be you if that's not you. I want students who are training for excellence, and I mean excellence. Students who are not training for excellence just don't belong in my studio, and I tell them so. As a matter of fact, before a student ever steps foot in their first lesson with me, they have to agree to a lesson policy that essentially says, if you show up to a lesson and you haven't practiced, and I can tell, I'll keep your money and kick you out of your lesson. And once that happens 3 times, I tell a student, you're out. I can't teach you anymore. And I kick them out. This one's hard because I don't actually get to see the transformation on this one. When I kick a kid out of my studio, they're usually gone. But the point is not whether or not I get to see the transformation. The point is the lesson taught? And I know when I kick a student out of my studio that I'm teaching them an important lesson. In some cases, that lesson is, mommy and daddy might put up with your laziness, but not everyone else in the world will. And in other cases, it's much more chill. Hey, you're into a whole lot of things and you're spending your time in lots and lots of different places. Music just isn't your thing to focus on and be serious about. It's more like your hobby. You like hanging around with music and doing things with it, but it's not a direction for you. Your direction is really basketball or soccer or swimming or the visual arts. But music is more like a side thing for you, and that's okay. Rather than trying to force music into something that it's not, just let music be what it actually is for you in your life. But either way, I can't teach you anymore. And I know what you're thinking. You're probably thinking, man, that just seems like such a harsh way to teach. I'm not saying stuff like this all the time. I'm just saying it when it's necessary. But I do want to show you that all of this has actually worked. And I'm going to give you an example. I want to show you a card that one of my standout students gave me as she was graduating high school. The student headed to Harvard and she did not choose music for a career. But I want you to hear what she said about the style of teaching that I offered her. All right, check out what my student wrote for me. She says, "Hi, Paul." And right here, she even drew a little drum. What a nice touch. "I just want to formally thank you for not only writing my letter of recommendation for college, but for being one of the most inspiring people I have ever had the pleasure of meeting and getting to know. Thank you for always believing in me, pushing me to do better, and being a person in my life that I could always look up to and go to. I know I won't have to remind you, but keep being awesome. You are a constant source of inspiration for me, my peers, and every kid that is to come. Truly, I couldn't have asked for a better mentor, both in music and life. The art of drumming won't escape me, even in college, and I have you to thank for keeping that passion alive. Sincerely, my student." A couple things I want to pull out of this card. First, she says that I've been inspiring to her. One of the ways that you inspire someone is by setting high expectations for them, showing them that they can meet them, and then expecting nothing less. I remember multiple specific times where I did that with this student, and now she's saying that she was inspired. And then she mentions that I pushed her to do better. I didn't just let her settle in with mediocrity. I pushed her, and she sees that as having been inspiring. And then she says, "I couldn't have asked for a better mentor." So many adults are so worried about being friends with children that they have a responsibility to. I tell my students all the time, I am not your friend. I am your teacher. As soon as you start worrying about being your student's friend instead of being their mentor and their teacher, you give up a lot of opportunity to help them build up. Instead, you're worried about not hurting their feelings and you turn soft. And once you turn soft, when it's time to give tough love, you're not gonna do it. Did you notice when she said that she saw me as a mentor both in music and in life? See, these are the transformations that I'm getting at. The transformations that come from being honest, direct, and real with your students. They make a huge difference in their lives. But instead, if all you do is rub their head and tell them how wonderful they are and how great they sound when they don't really sound, you're not going to be a mentor. You're really just going to be kind of a bad friend. If you want to be a transforming, life-changing force in your students, then you're going to have to develop the right kind of relationship with them. And sometimes that means being a little tough, being direct, maybe even a little bit harsh to get the point that they need to hear across. I hope that you'll consider the kind of relationship you have with your students. Is it really the one that you want? Is it the kind that positions you to make a really big difference in their lives? Maybe, just maybe, you need to be a little bit more direct with them to pull out their potential. And maybe, just maybe, one day, if you make sure you have the right relationship with your students, you might get some evidence like this handed to you one day. Bye, y'all. Blessings.